Hey Tactical family, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I got something a little dirty in my hands. Stick around, we'll tell you what we're talking about. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Tactical Llama. What am I holding in my hands? I'm holding not really Dirty Harry, but the same caliber pistol that Dirty Harry carried. But actually, this pistol came about because, a little theory, of the Smith & Wesson 44 that they were coming out. And we'll talk a little bit about that. So I am holding the Ruger Super Blackhawk in 44 Magnum. This thing is a beast. This is going to be so cool to shoot. This is from my neighbor Carl, and you've probably seen in another video if you watch the channel, a 45 Llama that he let me borrow to bring out to the range. So let's talk a little bit about this 44, and we're going to get it loaded up so we can put some rounds down. Now, this was built primarily based off of the history of the Wild West. So, and off of the Colt single action army, which was stopped being produced right before World War II, I think. And so Ruger picked up the mantle and decided to manufacture a pistol in that design. Now we know that pistol, the Colt, right back in the Western days, that was the pistol that won the West. So when they stopped producing that Colt, that single action army, Ruger, they put together a Ruger Blackhawk in 357. And as it was being produced, Smith & Wesson decided they were going to come out with a 44 Magnum, or a 44 caliber pistol. Now the story, and I'm not sure what the whole theory is, but the thought is that maybe when it was announced that casings were somehow from Smith & Wesson made their way over to Ruger, and lo and behold, several weeks, if not a little bit longer, out comes a Ruger in 44 Magnum before Smith & Wesson did. There's another theory about how maybe they got a hold of some bullets or something like that. But anyway, that's kind of the long and the short of it. So let's put some rounds through this. I've never fired this before. I've never fired a 44 Magnum. Now I have a 44 rifle that we're actually going to bring out today because I have 44, why not? And so we'll talk a little bit more about these pistols and their history. So here we go. These are my first shots of a 44 Magnum. All right, here we go. Woo! Now this is a single action, so I got to pull the hammer. Wow, that's got some bang to it. Now the trigger on this thing is super light. I would imagine £1.5 pounds, maybe, but wow, it is light. Whew, missed it that time. Wow, this thing's got some bang. Woo! Man, I hit the other target. What happened here? Wow. Let's go ahead and finish these off, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. Wow. All right. That's awesome. That's got some kick to it. Now, this pistol, the grip is a pretty slim grip. Okay, so you really got to get a grip on it. And the guard here, one thing I don't like about it already is it's straight back and it kind of can dig into your finger. Let's go ahead and empty the chamber here. Now, with loading and unloading, you have to half cock the hammer so that you can turn the cylinder. If you don't, you can't turn the cylinder. So we'll pop the loading gate. And here's your ejection rod. And so we'll just turn the cylinder, pop those out. So that's how these come out, pretty straightforward, not very crazy in the way it comes out. Now the bad thing is, if you spin it too far, you got to spin it all the way around. So it's slow to load, slow to unload. And before I put some more rounds in it, let's talk a little bit about this pistol. This is an older model. Now, I am not quite sure when this happened. So there is the 2-screw model and the 3-screw model. This happens to be that more desirable 3-screw model. All right. Now, this pistol was marketed as a 6-shooter, but because of the design, you did not want to carry a 5th or a 6th round because you could have accidental discharges because of it. Now, you can't see it in this video, but when you bring the hammer back, let me see if I can do this for you. You bring this back, in the new ones, there is actually a bar here that protects it and allows you to carry that round, that 6th round. And so there were lawsuits over this pistol, which made also Ruger liable for any negligent discharges because of its design. Now this one doesn't have that. So in this one, you are not going to want to carry a 6th round. You're going to want to keep the chamber round empty so you don't have that negligent discharge. But this is a more desirable pistol because it's the 3-screw model. So I'm going to have to ask my neighbor if he is familiar with the 3-screw versus 2-screw and kind of the history behind that. So let's go ahead and we're going to put 6 more rounds through this thing. God forbid. It's got some kick. Now you can get grips for these. I think Hogue Grips make some rubber ones that you can put in and it actually covers that guard. So again, go ahead and slide a round in, turn it just a little bit, put another round in, turn it just a little bit. When you load it, you can hear a click. When you hear that click, stop, because now you're ready for your next round. Now, because we're out here in the range and I'm not carrying this around, I'm going to put six rounds in the pistol. But until I'm ready to fire, I'm going to be very careful about what I'm doing. Now, the action in this pistol is awesome. It is clean. It's smooth, which actually is a nicer action than the newer 2-screw model. And because of that bar that's in there, I think that is why people complain sometimes about the action in the 2-screw models. So this one is just And it's a beautiful, beautiful gun. The bluing on this is gorgeous still. It's got its wear and tear, which I think is awesome from being in the holster and coming out. But it's just, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous gun. So let's go ahead and put some ears in and let's punish ourselves with this Ruger Super Blackhawk 44 Magnum. Woo! I'm almost hesitant to fire this thing one-handed. Here we go. What am I doing here? Here we go. One-handed. Ugh! All right, one-handed again. Ugh! Here we go. One-handed again. There's something cool about that. Even though it's like, whoa! There is something really cool about shooting this thing with one hand. All right, let's see if we can hit this target some more. I will tell you, when you're holding this, you want to be careful because as you're holding it, it's easy to get your hand up here. So when you bring the hammer down and you're trying to find your grip, you got to be careful of where your hammer is. So be careful of that. And in my opinion, it kind of affects how steady you can hold it. So you got to be careful about holding it with that hammer. Now, do I think it's going to hurt you if your hand was kind of over the hammer a little bit? No, but you might feel it. Oh, a beast. Cowboys were some tough bitches. Let's just be honest. Now, this pistol has been featured in, not this particular one, but this model, in several movies, which is pretty awesome. It's, there might be some people who think, oh, this is the Dirty Harry gun, but it's not. Like I said, Dirty Harry was a Smith & Wesson 21, model 21. Is that it? 1920, model 21? Anyway, it was a 44 Magnum, like this. Big, long barrel. And so, yeah, he did carry a 44 Magnum. So again, gotta bring the hammer back to be able to extract your spent casings. But there it is. There is the Ruger Super Blackhawk. A little bit of the history behind it, how it came about, the 3 screw versus the 2 screw. Man, it's just, listen to that. It just spins so freely. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous revolver. And I'm so grateful to my neighbor, Carl, for letting me bring out this amazing pistol to share with you on the channel. So make sure in the comments, let Carl know thanks. Okay, it was a treat to bring this out here. I'm not going to keep shooting this thing. That was 12 rounds, and that was enough. I'm okay with it. So, thanks for watching the video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Until then, stay safe, stay free, support the Second Amendment. We'll see you in the next video.